You've lived through enough Minnesota winters, the shoveling, the ice, the below zero wind chills, the isolation of being stuck inside for months. And every year the question gets louder. What if we just left? Maybe you've been browsing Zillow in Arizona. Maybe you're following friends on Facebook who moved to Florida or Texas. Maybe you're tired of paying to heat a house when you could be sitting on a sunny patio in 75-degree weather. I'm Julie Sabby with VikingsHomes, brokered by eXp Realty. And if you've been thinking about relocating south, even if it's just a daydream right now, this video is for you. Today, we're going to talk honestly about what it really takes to move from Minnesota to a warmer climate. The good, the hard, and the things most people don't think about until it's too late. Because this isn't just about buying a house in the sun, it's about leaving behind a lifetime of community, family, and familiarity, and starting over somewhere new. So let's make sure you have all of the information you need to make the right decision for you. First, let's talk about why this idea keeps calling to you. You're not alone. A notable number of Minnesota baby boomers leave this state entirely upon retirement, and the top destinations are clear: Arizona, Florida, and Texas. Here's what's driving the trend. No more winter, no shoveling, no ice, no dangerous falls, no heating bills that make you cringe. Year-round outdoor living, golf, walking, swimming, dining on patios, activities that you can enjoy 12 months a year instead of being homebound half the year. Lower cost of living in some states. Florida and Texas have no state income tax, which can make a significant difference in retirement income. Access to healthcare and active adult communities. Many warmer states have robust healthcare systems and 55-plus communities designed specifically for retirees. Friends who have already made the move. You're watching your social circle thin out as people relocate. Maybe it's time to join them. The appeal is real, the lifestyle is real, but so are the trade-offs. So before you start packing, let's talk about what you need to consider honestly and thoroughly. Question number one, what about family and grandchildren? This is often the biggest emotional roadblock. If your kids and grandkids are still in Minnesota, moving to Arizona or Florida means you'll see them less. FaceTime is not the same as Sunday dinners. Being a 2-hour flight away means missing school events, birthday parties, and spontaneous visits. Ask yourself, how often do you realistically see your family now? Are your kids likely to stay in Minnesota long term? Will they visit you if you move? Can you afford regular trips back? Some retirees find that their kids eventually follow them south. Others realize that family ties keep them rooted in Minnesota, even if the winters are brutal. Question number two, can you afford it? Let's talk money. Selling your Minnesota home. What's your home worth in today's market? How much equity do you have after paying off your mortgage? What are the closing costs, moving expenses, and realtor fees? Buying in your new state. What do comparable homes cost in Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tampa, or Sarasota? What are property taxes, HOA fees, and insurance costs, especially flood or hurricane insurance in Florida? What's the cost of living for groceries, dining, healthcare, and utilities? And then there's the ongoing expenses. Will you keep your Minnesota home as a base and do the snowbird lifestyle? Can you afford 2 mortgages or 2 sets of property taxes? And what about travel costs to visit family or maintain ties in Minnesota? Florida and Texas have no state income tax, which helps, but property insurance in Florida can be significantly higher, especially near the coast. Arizona has hot summers with high cooling costs. So run the numbers carefully, preferably with a financial advisor who understands retirement relocations. Question number 3, what about healthcare and Medicare? Access is critical as you age. Does your Medicare plan cover out-of-state care? Will you need a new primary care physician, specialist, and dentist? Are there quality hospitals and medical facilities near your new home? And what about long-term care options if you eventually need assisted living or memory care? Arizona and Florida both have strong healthcare systems, But you'll need to research specific areas, rural or remote locations may have limited access. Question number 4, will you miss Minnesota? This sounds simple, but it's not. Yes, you'll escape the winters, but you'll also miss Minnesota summers, the lakes, the state fair, outdoor festivals, cabin weekends, your community, the church, book club, volunteer groups, neighbors you've known for decades, and familiarity, knowing where everything is and having trusted doctors and mechanics is a lifeline. Moving to a new state at 70 and starting over socially, it takes an effort to find new friends, find new routines, and create a sense of belonging. Some people thrive on adventure, others feel lonely and isolated, and end up moving back to Minnesota within a few years. If you've thought through these questions and you still want to make the move, you have 2 main options. Option number 1, become a snowbird. Keep your Minnesota home. This is the best of both worlds approach if you can afford it. Keep your Minnesota home as your primary residence and spend winters, November through March, April, in a rental or a second home in Arizona, Florida, or Texas. The pros, you don't lose your Minnesota roots or family connections. You escape the worst of winter but come back to beautiful summers. You can test out retirement destinations before committing permanently. You maintain your Minnesota healthcare providers and community ties. The cons? You're managing and paying for 2 properties. You need someone to check on your Minnesota home while you're gone. The pipes, the snow removal, mail, security. You're still paying Minnesota property taxes and maintenance costs. And travel back and forth adds up. Best for retirees with a strong Minnesota family ties and enough financial flexibility to maintain 2 homes. Option number 2, make a permanent move, sell your Minnesota home. This is the full commitment, selling your Minnesota home and establishing new residency in your new state. The pros, no more Minnesota winters, ever. Simplified finances, 1 home, 1 set of taxes and bills. Potential tax savings for states with no income tax. Think Florida and Texas. Full immersion in your new community and lifestyle. The cons, you're further from family and friends, harder to come back for visits or emergencies. You lose your Minnesota community and your social network. If you change your mind, moving back is expensive and disruptive. Best for retirees whose kids have moved away, who are ready for a complete lifestyle change, or who have health concerns that make Minnesota winters genuinely dangerous. Here's my advice. If you're seriously considering this, step 1, take an extended visit. First, don't buy a home based on 1-week vacation. Rent it for a month or 2 in the area you're considering. Experience what daily life actually feels like, not just the tourist activities. Visit during different seasons. Arizona summers can hit 115 degrees. Florida has hurricane season. Texas has heat and humidity. Make sure you can handle year-round living, not just winter escapes. Step 2, talk to people who've made the move. Find Minnesota transplants in your target area. Ask them, what do you love about living here? What do you miss about Minnesota? And what surprised you, the good or the bad? And would you do it again? Join Facebook groups for Minnesota expats in Arizona or Florida. You'll get honest feedback. Step 3, run the financial numbers. Work with a financial advisor and a tax professional to understand the sale proceeds from your Minnesota home, purchase costs, and ongoing expenses in your new state. Tax implications of changing your residency, how this affects your retirement budget and long-term financial security. And step 4, have an honest family conversation. Talk to your kids, talk to your spouse. Make sure everyone's on the same page about what this move means for family relationships and visits. Here's the truth. There's no right or wrong answer. Some people move south and absolutely love it. They build new friendships, stay active year-round, and never look back. Others realize that family, community, and Minnesota summers matter more than they thought, and they move back. The key is making an informed decision, not an impulsive one. If you're thinking about relocating, or if you want to explore what selling your Minnesota home would look like so you can run the numbers, I'm here to help. I specialize in helping Minnesota seniors navigate these big life transitions with clarity, compassion, and zero pressure. We can sit down together and talk about what your home is worth in today's market, how much you'd net after selling, and what that means for your buying power in Arizona, Florida, Texas, or wherever you're thinking of moving. Whether the snowbird lifestyle or permanent relocation makes more sense for you, how to coordinate everything so you're not stuck between homes. Call or text 763-257-7231 or send me an email, julie@vikingshomes.com. And you can learn more by going to my website, www.vikingshomes.com. And remember, you deserve to live where you feel happiest and safest, whether that's Minnesota, Arizona, Florida, or somewhere in between. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more senior living tips, relocation advice, and Minnesota real estate guidance. Thank you for watching, and wherever you decide to call home, let's make sure it's the right move for you.